right now we're in Sinsadong, Apgujeong area. We're gonna get some bingsu at La Pomme, which is known for like their green tea matcha bingsu. We're pretty much close to there. It's like across the street from Mr. Hong's Bakehouse, which we went to earlier in the morning. It's on this side. So we're outside La Pomme and then we're gonna head in and get some dessert. Hey, here we have a freaking gigantic kakigori. Its serving size is meant for 2, but I guess I'll have to eat this by myself. This is probably the most expensive bingsu that I've ever bought in my life. It's about $20 in order to get this. But it's definitely worth it. But yeah, this entire bingsu is pretty good. The entire thing is like covered with matcha, and then there's, I guess, a layer inside that's not covered. But they give you this tiny little saucer so you can like pour more matcha on top. So this entire dish is like, it's shaved ice, matcha. There's red beans on the top that is sweetened, and then there's like a matcha ice cream at the top. They also give you a sponge cake right here. It's like a green tea sponge cake filled with like vanilla cream, and then they give you, let me see if I can turn it, 3 balls of, I believe these are like mochi. And then on top of it, they give you this tea as well, just in case you get brain freeze from eating most of it. But recently I did a ranking of top shaved ice desserts on Fat Food Chicago's website. I have to say this is probably now my new #1. The one at Mitsuwa is pretty good, but the ice here is so soft, and it's even like at some places in Chicago, the ice is soft as snow, but this is like even softer. I do have to say though, like, I recorded a bunch of videos at different places and I can't really figure out what kind of style I want to vlog with, but I guess I'll start with like starting to vlog. So I started doing videos when I traveled to New York. That was the first time, and then I did it in San Francisco. For the most part it was fun. I didn't really do a lot of talking in those videos. I just kind of wanted to do a bunch of B-roll clips and clips of restaurants that I ate at. But going to each restaurant and actually like trying to record is, I guess, kind of frustrating because I have to figure out about the setup. Like, how am I going to angle this camera? Like right now it's propped up on my phone, so it's like tilted a little. So I was like, oh, okay. But another thing is like too is I'm already a little bit uncomfortable going to like restaurants where it's all in like Korean, so there's no English menu or anything, so I have to like try to translate or try to use the app. But sometimes apps are frustrating to use because for example in Google Translate it doesn't translate 100% of what the menu is, so I struggle a little bit trying to get a translation of what am I actually ordering, because I think one time it was like it was a special type of cut of meat but then it talked about how the translation was like the calf is raised to the moon and to the sky, and I guess it was just describing what kind of meat it is and how it was raised, but the translation threw it all off. I guess another thing too is like when I was recording at some places, I didn't really think about the background music. For the most part, like when I was at Mr. Holmes, I thought about it. I was like, oh no, I have to worry about getting like copyright strikes or worried that the music might be copyright. So I was like, man, this sucks. And then when I try to edit afterwards and trying to get the sound out, it doesn't work out too well because my voice becomes more muffled, and then the background sound you can sort of hear it, but it's enough where I guess it won't get picked up. Another issue is also thinking about what I kind of want to talk about, because since I haven't really practiced doing solo vlogging before, I always had like my sister with me when I was on vacation, or somebody like my relatives or a cousin or friend. But when you're by yourself, you kind of really have to think about what you want to say, but I guess you kind of have to, I don't know, maybe make a script sort of, but I give props to people who vlog every day because this is not easy once you're getting started. I think what I'll do is like, I'll release a video of my beginning clips of what I did in Seoul, but then I guess the later clips will be much better as I get more practice into it. There's a couple of videos of like where I've ate at in the past, like San Francisco and New York, and I've always had a big interest in food. So like I started doing like food Instagramming with my sister about a year or two ago, and then we kind of just expanded beyond that. So I tried to do more video clips to showcase the food and the places I ate at, which are pretty well known. But now I kind of want to try to like share my trips and travels, seeing how I have more time, seeing how I don't have a job, and my plan to go around the world is like, it's pretty spontaneous and it's not on a rigid schedule. It's actually really good. So like with my trip I plan on, this is my first stop still in Seoul, and then I plan on going to like Tokyo, Hong Kong, Korea, or Tokyo, Hong Kong, Taipei, and then Australia. So far this is like one of the biggest shaped ice bowls that I've had. Let me see. So here I have like my Note 4, okay? So this thing is almost as tall here. Is this a better comparison? This thing is as tall as my phone. How wide it is. I'm up bring my phone to the back, so there's like depth perception. I put it all the way to the edge, and this bowl is wider than this bowl is wider than my phone. So like definitely like this is a serving for like two or three people. If you live in Schaumburg, this is comparable to getting like a bowl of bingsu at coffee house. How do I compare this to other desserts that I've had like back in the States? When I first traveled to Vietnam, I went to this place called Seoul, and that was probably my most favorite bingsu place internationally. Like the quality of the fruit, shaved ice was good. It's not too sweet. It's like a subtle sweetness, and then the ice was like really soft and delicious. It had like cantaloupe fillings and stuff. This place might be my next favorite for a matcha bingsu. And then back in the States, my favorite one I would say is at Mitsuwa in Relief. They make a good matcha February special, and Coffee House is a good second. You made a good call in giving me some tea, because it definitely gets cold when you're trying to like power through this. I do have to say that this is basically like a food challenge to myself, even though it's not really a food challenge here. It's just one big ass bowl of bingsu. So I ate most of it, but there's still like another bowl left. This is like having three kakiguri specials at Mitsuwa. We're gonna pour the rest of our green tea Now I just have this pastry, which will be pretty easy to finish. I'll drink it with the tea and warm up a little bit. But now my entire body is like super cold. But the bingsu challenge is finally complete.